Take it slow. You ready? We're gonna start it. 3, 2, 1. Thanks, Isaac.
That's the start. It's Isaac.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. What's going on, everyone? It's Take It Slow here, aka Angry Porter, aka I'm making eye contact with CJ, and it's really awkward. Speaking of CJ,
Court Loot Rules.
Court Loot Rules, hashtag Court Loot Rules, who's Court I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Good start, good start.
Good start. With us here today is the fat man himself, CJ.
Sup?
Hero, I'm talking about stitches. I'm not talking about your actual physical appearance. It's totally fine.
Where? I'm a healthy weight, I'm told.
You are a healthy weight.
Don't make me uncomfortable.
We also have the Rivinator.
Yeah.
And joining us today is
Want a little code name?
Aria and
Maisie Williams.
Jade.
Jade, coolest gem ever.
And Jackie Chan's daughter.
Jackie. Wait, what? You're Jackie Chan's daughter?
Yeah, for the Cartoon Adventures. Oh, niece. Shit.
Oh, it's a niece.
Niece.
His niece.
The only
His name is
thing
Jade.
that I can think of from art that has to do with Arya is just Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Aria.
You can be Maisie. That can be your
Cool.
nickname.
There you go. There's your avatar right there.
You're Maisie.
You're just gonna be a green stone.
I don't know.
Oh,
She could be. No,
great.
she could be Jade from Jackie Chan Adventures. The niece.
So she's just a Jade
We'll
from
see.
Jackie Chan Adventures. Every time we reference her, Jade from Jackie Chan.
Yeah, it'd be like Peter Piper, the pickled pepper picker. Yeah.
And in the
Jade
back,
from
and,
Jackie Chan
and
Adventures.
overseeing all this is the administrator, of course. All right, so we are fresh out of seeing Deadpool 2. The administrator and I and the lovely nieces, fresh. Riva and CJ.
The
Yet
second
again.
time again.
Yet again
Second
for the
time.
second time. Opening night and then Saturday night.
Like our
Opening
it's our
being
shtick.
Thursday. Yeah. And I'm getting into a pattern where everyone who I know at work is just like, oh, I need to find time to see it. I'm just like seeing it again this weekend. And it's like, hate you, man. And I already talked to one of my friends who works at the front desk, and he's like, oh man, I can't wait to see it this weekend. I'm like, Terry Crews is the best character. Terry Crews, you're gonna love him.
Terry Crews was.
I built him up.
Yeah. Terry Crews was Terry Crews, and then he was dead.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
He Terry Crews pretty hard though. X-Boy!
So I guess the opening scene or one of the opening lines was this is like a
Family.
this is a family movie because someone like the mom dies at the beginning essentially, and that's exactly.
There's violence at the beginning.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yes.
the
It
fifth
starts
scene.
with a good murderer. So, because it was, and then it
Bambi.
was comparison of Bambi and Lion King.
Yep.
And Saw 7. was the three comparisons.
You know, of good examples, perfect example of a family film.
So, although I think the first line was something along like, fuck you, Wolverine, or something like that, was like the
Yeah, it had to
first
start
line,
out
the
by
very
dying,
first
yeah.
line.
He had to die.
Oh yeah, that's right with
Yeah,
Logan.
having
Had to go
die.
and hang on the coattails of my R rating, and then and then he went and died. Yeah.
And I think it's because the opening shot of Logan, the very first thing Logan does is get shot. So,
Yeah.
the very first, and his first line in the movie is fuck for Old Man Logan. So, I think that's why it was like, oh, no, we gotta top that. Let's be
Yeah.
headless. What if?
We blow up.
But, like multiple times.
Yes.
And now
And-
it looks like
Oh,
Porto
no.
was writing down a list of things I'm pretty sure he wants to discuss.
Yeah, this is for later. I just don't want to forget.
Oh, okay.
I want to stare at him awkwardly and don't talk while he does this. And there'll be a gap in silence that he has to filter through.
I'll cut it so it'll just be weird because you say that and then there'll be no gap.
Yeah, but what if I just keep talking nonsensically so I can't just cut my voice in between? Could?
I can find a way.
I believe you could. But you really want to put that effort into it?
We're derailing. So
Maximum effort.
it's been like 10 minutes. It's not even. It's been like 2 minutes. We're derailing.
Yeah.
What happened next?
So, there was like the first act, which was the 6 weeks. It was from the explosion at the beginning back to the explosion at the beginning. So that was like the
Yes.
first part. Because it was like.
You've got a safe room?
Come on.
Can you come out of there?
Oh, I
Well,
love
like,
Yeah.
also he was going international and
Going on
That's
all
right.
these drug dealers. and-
Scoutmaster Kevin?
That's
Yep.
a dark joke. If I
Yeah. That was I quite also enjoyed the Gambit reference was when he was all dressed up like as and he had the like, wig and stuff and he's
Yeah.
like on it on the pole and then he like has the jacket and he looks at the camera and flicks the card and it like lands it just like looked like a Gambit
I didn't even
reference.
catch that.
Yeah.
Well, Gambit was a movie production. Stopped, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know what the studio. Wouldn't be surprised if it was Fox.
It was probably Fox.
It was
Yeah.
probably
Because
Fox.
they're the ones that have all the rights and stuff.
Oh, yeah, the original.
A lot of like references to Marvel versus though. He straight up called.
Josh Brolin.
He
Cable
straight up
Thanos.
called Cable Thanos.
Yeah.
at one
Oh
point.
yeah. Yeah.
Can it,
I
That's
still-
not really a spoiler. You're safe.
Uh-huh.
It's the same
Same
actor.
It's the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't realize it at all either.
Well, it was complete motion capture Thanos. All you could really see was his eyes and his big chin.
Yeah.
Isaac, come here.
Spoilers.
Isaac.
Anyways, Deadpool 2.
Yes.
Where are we?
So right at the beginning is the going international. Then we have those couple of scenes leading up
Bambi's
to
mom.
right,
That
and
is
then it
mom.
leads up to their anniversary,
Europe.
and then her getting killed, and then the opening, the like
The boom.
007
But they were gonna
play
have
for the
kids.
opening, being like from the studio that wait, did you just do that? Like
Yeah.
all of those things.
And they did that in Deadpool 1.
Yeah.
The openings.
It was
Yeah. But it was inside the car.
Oh yeah, like the
Yeah.
back flick.
And they
the
made
time
it
flip.
very clear in the first like 10 seconds that it's rated R, and they did the rated R thing.
The kiss that they also had was very long.
The raunchy kiss me like
Yes.
you miss me.
But it wasn't like the
Like,
sex
that's-
scene in
that's
the first
what-
That's
film.
yes. It wasn't as
Not even
raunchy, but it
close.
was still raunchy.
Happy
It was very just
International
like
Women's
open
Day.
mouth, like
Yeah.
eating faces.
Is that what
It was
we're concerned about?
ridiculous.
Is that what the R rating was earned for?
It was the raunchy kissing.
Oh man.
I think there was
No,
one
other
other
than-
thing, one tiny detail that also.
Oh
Yeah.
man, do you mean the
tiny dick?
Yeah.
The
Hey,
tiny
He's
detail.
regrowing.
Yeah. Grower, not a shower.
I think pretty much every time there was dialogue between Cable and Deadpool, like Cable just being just so done with it and walk away.
Yeah. And so,
Remind
who
me
here,
of them.
so Aria, you've read some of the comics? A little bit?
Barely.
We should get like
I
a
know.
sister on call.
You call my sister about Deadpool?
Yeah.
She'd be like, well, let me tell you
We just, like,
about
hold the phone
first
up.
premiere on blah, 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 blah. Like, we would be done.
So-
Like I know some things.
So I liked Cable quite a bit. I feel like he worked for them, but I feel like they didn't really jump into his backstory. I don't know if they needed a lot, but as a brief summary, can you tell us who Cable is?
Well,
Like,
I don't.
briefly, yeah,
I
right, it's
don't
hard.
like Cable in the comics.
No?
So
Okay.
pretty much if Cable shows up, I'm like, nope, next. I'm like, nope, I'm good. Where's Spider-Man? Like, so, because they really like, Deadpool plays, like, in comics specifically, he plays best, like, with someone else. He don't like his
Then it's
combo with
just
Cable.
chaos.
Yeah, I think he plays very good with Spider-Man. He plays very good with Venom. He plays very good with a lot of the X-Men. He plays very good. I think it was when Logan died in the comics. He like was trying to be like, oh, so there's gonna be a new Wolverine. I should be Wolverine, and he stole one of his costumes, dressed up as them, and got kicked out of the Avengers Tower again because they were like, "Oh, please stop wearing Logan's clothes. It's disrespectful. He's dead. Get out!" Like,
Didn't he
but-
stab himself and give himself claws as well?
yeah, he stabbed him in his hand, so he was just like,
This makes no sense. Why?
Because he's-
no,
Why?
it's Deadpool.
That is all the
my
reason you really need. No
It's
matter.
Deadpool.
exactly.
I thought it was funny how they played off that. Like, he's like, it's macho guy, and then he's like, hang on, I got.
Yeah.
Put some chapstick on.
Like,
Yeah.
that's all he did. I thought he was gonna take out a photo or something.
Yeah.
No,
No,
he just
fanny
he just
pack.
chapped his lips. He just chapped his lips.
Yeah.
And then said,
While
"You
making-
remind me of my wife."
making eye contact.
There's one thing
Yeah.
about Deadpool you can always say he's very self-aware.
Yeah.
Not just himself, but of like it's a thumbprint.
And
It's
speak-
a zeitgeist film.
and just the in general bucket moment where he's like, "That's you, okay?" Bang, and he just shoots the guy. Like,
Yeah.
he makes this big speech, and he's like, "I do the right."
And he like
No, what did you do? Well, no, stop.
pulled the speech right from the previous film, you
Yeah.
know, and like
4 or
Colossus
5
looks so
moments.
proud. He's
That
just like,
face.
yeah, and then boom, not so proud.
What are you doing? Oh, Colossus. We're fighting dirty.
So the Juggernaut made like a surprise appearance. Although I was sort of like, a part of me thought that was going to be the Hulk, and I was like, no,
Yeah.
that's too much of a crossover. Too
That'd
soon.
been
I mean-
great,
Yeah.
but weird.
It was Ryan Reynolds.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so if you check the
looked it up.
credits, it's voice where it says voice of Juggernaut as himself. That was Ryan Reynolds had a second secret role on this film. He did the facial capture, and that's his voice. And they like adjusted it, so he got to play both Deadpool and the Juggernaut.
And he just did a shitty New York accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
all you need to do.
That's
So,
fine.
Oh
because
my
it was like the secret
God.
role.
Yeah.
So, and I think that was probably a better way to also keep, because nobody knew the Juggernaut was. No one. So, like, when we saw the first time and he comes out of the thing, we're just like, oh my god!
Look, I saw an article that came out on Friday, right after we had seen it. Like, oh, it's Deadpool and the secret character. Are they talking about the random Brad Pitt frame?
That was amazing.
And it's like, oh man, the Juggernaut. And I'm like, oh yeah, that was, I guess, a surprise too. When I saw it on Thursday, the second I saw Brad Pitt, I was just like, we're gonna get a dick! We're gonna get a dick at the end of the film!
I really like to, vanishing. It's funny because he was actually a guy, but I thought they were going to go through the whole movie like, thanks, Vanishing Man. Like, he wasn't actually
No
going to be
one
there.
there.
Never.
But it was Brad Pitt, so that was fine with me. Yeah.
Like the little scenes where there was pop-ups of certain characters, like when he was in the where the X-Men all were and everything, and like
He's
the
got
doors
some
open and they're just like
So
close.
I couldn't catch all of them. Was that all the new X-Men?
Yeah,
That was from
It was McAvoy and Beast and
And
Front, right?
and Quicksilver was there.
Yeah.
yes.
So,
But that was all the act. Well, those weren't stand-ins.
those were the actual people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Fox property, why not?
Yeah.
I wonder if they knew they were
Oh,
going to
yeah.
do that shot when they shot the last film. They just shot that shot early.
I hope-
Because
Maybe.
the angle was completely different from the rest of the scene, and it almost looked like he might have been green screened. So I wonder if they just did that shot
Wait, maybe
way
there
earlier.
is that shot.
Maybe.
I'm wondering now.
That's really cool to actually
sure.
see some crossover between X-Men or even just Deadpool.
I
Yes.
think if we're going to see anyone, we'll see Deadpool. Because Mutant Universe is so solidified in their own thing, and I think bringing them together borderline impossible unless they were like, we're gonna do a multiverse thing, fuck you DC, like, and then
Yeah.
like if they did that,
Mhm.
maybe. So I think if we see a crossover, it'll be Deadpool
That would
film,
probably be a
and-
cameo.
yeah, with a chimichanga and be like, oh, don't mind me, and leave.
I would
Just
not-
grabbing something from the microwave, moving Thor's hammer real quick.
Everyone's like,
That would be hilarious.
put it on the toilet.
and then walk away. Mm-hmm.
Don't
Yeah,
mind
I-
me. Sorry.
I wouldn't want anything more than that from him. I feel like the longer
You'd be in
Deadpool is
film.
around, the higher probability of something crazy going on.
Yeah.
And like they're gonna want to keep him, like not have him around, like in
Yeah.
universe
He-
wise.
If he was just like Stanley showing up
Yeah.
randomly,
Yeah.
and
And
that's it.
That'll be how it adjusts. Instead of having Stan Lee cameos in a couple years, we'll get random Deadpool cameos, but he'll be dressed as Stan Lee.
Yes, that one.
So instead of having a bus driver that's Stan Lee, it'll be a bus driver that's clearly Deadpool with like a Stan Lee
Just
costume.
cut out the eyes and just
Yep.
Speaking of that, there was no Stan Lee cameo.
No, Reba asked the same question on the way over here. The Stan Lee cameo was in the trailer, like over a year ago.
What? Yeah,
The,
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 very
the
first
first,
trailer.
the very first Deadpool 2
Yeah.
reveal trailer when he's changing in the phone booth.
yes,
Oh,
I remember
yes.
that.
Yes,
That's
there's,
right.
there was 2 versions of the trailer. The first one was Sans cameo, and the second one there wasn't. Because the second he runs out of the phone booth, Stan Lee's on the side being like, "Hey, nice costume!"
And he goes,
And
shut your mouth,
Deadpool's-
Stanley!
and then runs on, and that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
And we're hoping that Stan Lee's next batch of cameos has already been shot, because he's 95.
A lot of stuff going on with him.
Yeah,
So,
his-
Stanley's busy.
Yeah,
Oh,
his
jeez.
wife passed away about a year ago, and his current caretaker is being sued for fraud and elderly.
oh,
God.
Yeah,
That's
so he's got a lot going on. So we're hoping that when they shot Infinity War, they just shot his next several.
Yeah, or maybe even before then.
Right, because like
Yeah.
Guardians and
but
Guardians 2 and Ragnarok were shot at the same time. Infinity War and Avengers 4 were shot at the same time. So like a lot of these films are shot around the same time, so we're hoping that maybe we already have these actors here, we'll just shoot them all at once. You have like one long day and
Maybe at the end he'll have one more cameo watcher.
oh
And then he's like, all right, my job's done. And then
Hang on,
like,
this is-
they get like an in-canon reason why we don't see him anymore.
This is the Deadpool podcast, not the Stan Lee theory
It's,
podcast.
I know,
Deadpool
but
would
that's been,
appreciate
like-
That's true, very true.
us having tinfoil hat theories about Stan Lee. He'd be like, yes, I like this, please continue.
Speaking of tinfoil hat theories, although I don't even know if I feel like they basically confirmed it in this one. One of the theories is that Deadpool writer, Deadpool 2. And like I
Ryan
feel like
Reynolds is the writer, so
Yeah,
Yeah,
but, like,
technically yes.
I feel like it pretty much confirmed. Like the number of times he was just like, can we just skip to the next cut? Or that's lazy writing.
Yeah.
And he looks right at the camera, like
Also, when he did go like back in time.
just clearing up.
oh,
He
jeez.
cleaning up and
Yeah.
he shot
He
Ryan
killed,
Reynolds like when
He
he
shot-
had
killed
the
Ryan
Green
Reynolds
Lantern.
twice.
Yeah.
He killed Ryan Reynolds, and then he killed Deadpool, whatever the name.
First Deadpool.
Yeah.
The first Deadpool
And-
for Wolverine.
It was called Deadpool. In the
Yeah.
movie, yeah.
Let's backtrack.
So Cable just is like, I guess I'll save this guy. I'll use my last charge.
I guess he only cared about saving his family.
So he has the ability to make a better future.
I think the line is, fuck this planet into a coma.
In 50 years, you're very dead.
I just don't know why Colossus was like, no, fuck this, and snap the collar off. Because
He
even if
didn't
he
want them
dies
to.
and they take the collar off,
He'd get sucked back.
he'd come back.
So they'd have to bury him with it.
And then if the charge ever died, back.
Yep.
So
Really? So even if he's dead, he's still...
he can regenerate from one cell.
Yes.
Canonically, Deadpool literally is one of the only people in the entirety of the die. You-
Wolverine, same.
Wolverine
He was supposed
was
to not
until
die.
a thing happened. Now
And
he could.
And then now he's
Like something
Yes.
weird happened.
He just
and
ran
his-
out of everything.
His regen, like some weird thing happened, and it
Isn't his
shut off
Spider-Man
his power.
team, like,
Not
poisoning?
no.
That's-
The
that's
Logan
just
storyline
That's
was
movie.
different than his
Okay.
actual.
Oh, okay.
It's Thanos' fault.
What, that Wolverine dies?
No, that Deadpool.
Huh.
Because what's the storyline?
Be-
Because he wants to because Thanos has a boner for Lady Death, who's
and
one of the strongest beings in the universe,
and Lady Death has a boner for Deadpool.
and
and-
Thanos is a jealous ex.
So Thanos essentially made it so Deadpool can never die.
So
So
Deadpool's
Deadpool-
like, okay.
Deadpool already had this ability, like the regeneration ability, and then Thanos just upped it. And so Deadpool just cannot die. And which sucks because Deadpool does want to die. He has a death wish. Because he does have cancer. He experiences
Yes.
cancer all the time, and in several storylines he loses his mind from the cancer, but he still has it on top of the regeneration.
He
So
just
it keeps,
heals through.
he keeps regenerating the brain cancer. Deadpool's origin is really
They were dark
Depressing.
before they were funny.
right.
Is this a DC movie? You're so dark.
Oh yeah, all the DC references.
Yeah. Who are you? Batman.
Also going back, I met this dark cape fella, and he said my mother's name Martha.
Yeah. The amount and the way that, yeah, the R rating is perfect for this. Because like when he broke his back on the
Oh,
table,
when he
I
fell
was like, like I felt that in my lower back. I was like, ah! Jeez. Yeah, you could not do Deadpool without R.
Watching Infinity War the first and second time, and watching Deadpool the first and second time. No spoilers. It's like the cringy moments I still cringed at. It's like I know it's coming, but I'm like him falling off the guardrail, hitting the table, and like Vanishing Man.
Yeah. When that scene happened, where when they
Yeah, the acid
yeah,
puke.
when that scene was coming up, I'm just like grabbing CJ's arm. I'm like, okay, all right,
Yeah.
I'm ready for this.
In
And
my
then
head, I was
Bedlam
just like,
right
oh my
into
god,
the thing.
Peter made it. He made it. Peter's gonna be okay. Oh my god!
I like how
Peter!
when Deadpool went back in time, he just saved Peter.
Yep.
He
Yep.
didn't save
Any of the others.
Brad Pitt, Terry Crews, Mr.
Scatterstar.
Shatterstorm.
Shatterstorm.
No one
whatever the
cared
hell.
for him.
Yeah, they can all be dead. Yeah, that's fine.
I like how he got helicopter.
Because his hair was in his face.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell. Oh, that was so good.
And it's like Domino.
Yeah, it's
No.
not cinematic.
Talk about it's not cinematic. Talk about like that's literally lucky. Like that's literally you know, you guys talk about the incarnation of death. She's like the incarnation of luck. Like that's
She was so
In-
amazing. I loved her.
In
thought that was
comic
a
canon,
perfect cast.
she's one of the romance interests of Deadpool, right? Ish. Like it's a weird thing kind of going on.
So you know how his girlfriend Vanessa,
Yeah.
she's technically Copycat, and Copycat impersonates Domino in the comics for a long time.
Oh.
So, and Copycat's ability is different than like Mystique's, for example, because Copycat is able to go down to the cellular point. So she actually like
So she's Mystique better than Mystique.
she's better than Mystique. But it kind of like makes her crazy because she forgets who she is.
Does she gain the memories
Yeah.
of them as well? Is it strong enough for that?
I know, but
Is it
that's
like a rogue thing? She has to touch them? Or can-
to replicate, like, I think she does. But yeah, but she's able to like replicate their powers, which is like crazy.
Be alive because of the end scene.
yeah, right. That's
Which
that's
one?
sort of like one of the.
Vanessa.
I don't want to say
Oh, yeah.
like I didn't like it because I thought it was really funny. Like Deadpool killing the first shitty non-Deadpool, and then Deadpool killing Ryan Reynolds. But like
The one part that matters is when he goes back and saves Vanessa.
Yeah. Like,
Wouldn't that change
the whole
everything
movie?
else?
Yeah.
I feel like yes, but so what?
Yeah, right.
Because it's Deadpool.
Like the whole point is like we got this really big dramatic climactic closure and a good finish, and then we got a small rewrite with Cable. Everything looked like it was gonna be all neat and tidy. And then Deadpool.
Well, then
And like even if it ends up being really sloppy as a result, that is perfectly in line with what we should expect.
And the fact that they showed the scene that they showed after it was him saying Peter was directly after. So I wonder if I just feel really obligated to go see Colossus today. Like
right, yeah.
The only real difference is that instead he doesn't blow himself up.
He just
So then how would Colossus
And
drag
then he
him
doesn't
to
relate to
Manchester
Cable.
Manor?
Well,
he would still have that experience.
Yeah.
But, I
And
know
he's
what that
lost
feels
a bunch
like.
of
that's
other
right, yeah,
people.
okay.
Right.
So it draws some questions, but then again, like, fucking it's Deadpool.
like butterfly effect is like not existing here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the other things I liked is Infinity War very much felt like comedy.
Your
You're
face
fine.
right now.
Jade, you're fine.
She's
This
just
one-
waiting for
this
you
one
to F it up.
It was very much like 75% 20, 25% like serious, and I felt that the seriousness here worked.
Yeah, I don't know. One person told me he had a criticism that it wasn't goofy enough. Like there was like the same kind of. It was like the same response for Thor Ragnarok that it was too goofy, but this one was like not it, because the last one we had more wall breaks and we had more just random.
Did we though? Every half an hour, Deadpool's looking at the camera saying, "Okay, we'll cut through that." Or,
Dude, more than that.
I hope you guys got that in slow motion.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I think like it's kind of hard to criticize the immersion of a film that's meant to break your immersion.
yeah, right.
So it didn't have enough breaking of my immersion.
I like it how Cable shoots at Deadpool. He hits the bullet like he does
cuts
that
the
all
first
time.
one.
And he's like, "Let's do this," and then he's like, "Whoa!"
All the
And
bullet
then he just
holes.
missed.
He gets a few of them.
It's great because like Cable's like that weird expression. He's like, "Are you serious right now?"
Yeah,
like
it's
empties an entire clip and just hits him
And
almost
just,
every
I
time.
love how just reckless, abandoned, but also masterfully talented Deadpool. He breaks through the skyscraper window, gets shot a bunch of times, like shh, and then kills everybody. And he's just like, "You should be dead, but you're not. You're Deadpool. You can't die."
Yep. Yeah.
Driving backwards.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is
This
really
is
hard.
really hard.
Dude, you could have gotten in the driver's seat by now. Like you're choosing to do this.
Mm-hmm.
He just wanted to show off his butt in that one scene,
Yeah.
probably.
Or what
And
was the
multiple
Celine?
scenes.
Was
Yes.
the Celine Dion music video not enough for him?
Yeah, right.
Those
Oh, yeah.
high heels.
Also, he loves dubstep. I did not know this.
Kept bringing it up.
Yeah.
I only have 3 questions.
One.
Dubstep still a thing. The other one?
Oh, what Sharknado are we on?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
sure-
Oh yes.
Number 3. Why do you want to kill a 14-year-old kid, New Zealand or whatever?
Fire Fist.
Fire
The pen.
The pen. You didn't get it at first.
I didn't get it at first, and then I got it
Prison
the
wallet.
second time.
I didn't get Prison Wallet until the second time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was
Thank
just like,
you.
oh.
I can feel you. I can hear you rummaging around in there.
That's so
Jeez.
gross.
When he said rummaging around, I thought he was just looking in the back, and I was like, oh no.
Oh, the back of his pockets. Yeah, because they have pockets in prison
His
suits.
flesh
Yeah.
pocket.
Ugh.
Sorry,
I just want to bring random, very little attention to Teenage Negasonics girlfriend. Or to be fair, adorable in every way, but also the first reference that Deadpool makes about her is calling her Pinkie Pie from My Little Pony, and
Yes.
there is a Deadpool Pinkie Pie comic.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Good.
Legit. For whatever reason, I haven't honestly read it. I've passed it every time, and I
Are you
want
looking for a
to,
high
and I just
five?
don't.
No,
No, he's
look
looking
at
at the
his shirt.
unicorn on my shirt.
Oh.
He gets sucked into the world for some reason, and
Amazing.
Pinkie Pie's the first one he meets. They just become BFFs, and it's adorable because him and Yukina are just BFFs immediately.
Oh my god.
So she has like
She looks like she's got like an electric
Tesla
whip.
whips, and that's all she does.
Yeah.
I'm gonna trip you. Heh.
Hey, you know what? That's all she needed to do.
I thought we were actually gonna see sort of a showdown with Fire Fist and
It looked
Her
like
name's
I feel
so
like she
long.
would have been the best person to take him on if it
Yeah.
came to that, because
Mm-hmm.
like the first shot she took from him, it
was
was
kind
just
of-
like rebounded off her own energy, and
Yeah.
then she just took off her jacket like, all right, let's do this shit.
yeah, I
Yeah.
guess maybe I think it worked for this movie. It would be interesting if going forward the X-Men first gets expanded and she gets
Oh, I'm
Screen
not
think
sure
time.
she will.
Yeah,
because
Yeah.
like she is as old as she looks.
and she's like super powerful. Like,
She
she's
gets
just
more
manipulates
powerful.
energy, and I think I like her in the Deadpool again for that R rating. I think it would be cool to expand upon her.
the bad mouth teenager.
Yeah, just it's boring.
I think
Fine,
we'll get
but
more
have
of her.
There's no way we will, especially like her and Colossus. They're gonna end up being high tier X-Men like Deadpool keeps claiming he wants.
Yeah, right.
Why is this place always empty? Can the
Door-
studio
door
throw us a
shut.
bone?
Who are they talking? Who was he trying to reference though? Like I couldn't.
Because they're in the X-Men
Oh, the
mansion.
pigeon
and
wings?
there's-
Yeah, who's
Oh,
Pigeon
Angel.
Wing?
Angel.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, who the heck is Pigeon Wings?
X-23 Laura Kinney's boyfriend for like 2 issues. Duh.
X-23 is
The daughter, Logan.
A little girl.
yeah. That was another
She's
another question I had. Although
Hope she shows.
She's getting her.
I thought maybe this.
Good.
I thought maybe
Yeah.
this. Oh, is she
Confirmed.
really?
Confirmed.
Rumors. Rumors.
Is it
Rumors.
going to be the same actor?
It
They-
better be the same.
They
actress.
would not
Yeah.
dare change that actress. That
She was
girl
perfect.
She was.
Oh,
insane.
she was.
I just wonder, like,
They better not change that actress. She was as old as she was, so she's gonna grow up into it.
so another
Canadian
Just
X-Men.
an old Deadpool walks up. You're like, oh, Canada.
So a question I had was, or I was wondering is it because of the way they were treating mutants in that prison, I got like Logan sense.
Oh, like during the timeline
Yeah.
where after Days of Future Past, when everyone forgot, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's like
Is
It
this
may
the
have been like
precursor to? But I sort of feel like Logan's kind of separate.
well, Logan is meant to be how many years in the future?
It's far in the future.
It's after
It's like 20 years. It's like
after
2030 or something.
X-Men 3 when they start to develop. They find a cure for the X-Men the mutant gene.
right, because that cure doesn't actually work.
Okay.
So I think I think the Logan we see is attached to this, but I think it's just so far in advance, and it's after some sort of event with Xavier.
Oh yeah,
Killed
he
everyone.
had.
Probably brain nuked New York.
Yeah, Patrick Stewart had a seizure.
And
That was the thing they were referring
Oh,
to.
okay. And you said you saw McAvoy was in that room, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So shit. So this is current.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
So yeah, I guess when does Logan? What is it? Is it
Later.
2030
It's
something?
late.
They
It's like
later at
20,
one
it's like
point.
2030s, 2040s. isn't
Yeah,
it?
they say the year at one
Okay.
point. So it's far.
Did you?
Yeah, they say the year is somewhere in that
And
film.
we can't really judge by the age of Xavier because
It's true. Yeah, he does.
Oh.
Because Phoenix he poofs him.
Yeah.
But his consciousness like found a vegetable.
As long as there's a brain attached to a brainstem somewhere.
I couldn't give you the reasoning
Yeah.
if there was like comic lore that supports that or
So the whole part where like Deadpool was trying to become an X-Men and him continually be told he's a trainee was pretty funny,
Yeah.
especially since was it Terry Crews?
Terry Crews.
Yeah,
Yeah.
said it to
he,
him.
He reminds him as well.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Oh, Terry Crews. Am I getting catfish?
Yeah, the theories on who Peter was gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna be right in the end since he continued to live from that last cut.
It's
Maybe.
true.
Maybe.
Since he
What
might
what
be.
was the Peter theory?
It's,
I remember
it's a
portion
film
of it.
theorist video.
Yeah,
There
what
There was a theory that Peter W was a reference to one of the characters that creates his own team with Deadpool. And he has this weird backstory that ends up syncing up with a lot of the details that the Twitter account attached to Peter W's real life information supported, like the year that he was born and the job he had and all these weird details that
and
were like
with his wife.
maybe this is the character from the comics that we're going to introduce in this way. And they give a lot of subtle hints that this could be a very big character that we're just throwing in because we want you to think he's not a big character. And then the film theory that Matt Pat brings up is like, oh, I think that this is actually just a troll and that he's not going to be used for this big role because they want to make a fool out of
Yes.
the people that theorize these things. So it was
That's
like
exactly what they
it was a bait.
Yeah.
I think they put it out as a bait.
They definitely did a lot of that because that is their target audience. Is that, like a lot of people who were sitting around talking about it and going, "Well, wonder if this."
What do you think's gonna happen now? Oh, these are my theories for all these things, and none of them ever come true.
Yeah, like and along that line, like the trailers were so misleading. and I was
Yes.
very happy about that.
Every single one of the X-Force members had their own like 2-second combat scene in the trailer.
And that didn't
None of
happen.
it.
None of it was in the
Yeah.
movie.
Oh, I
Like
didn't
Bedlam punching someone in the ground. I was so
Yep,
excited.
and we get like a shot of Shatterstorm like whipping around his weapons and looking badass, and I think all of them have their own like little shot.
Yeah, and none of it happened. And they so when that trailer came out, there was just one shot of Bedlam, and everyone was just like, "Oh my God, Terry
He was literally
Crews!"
standing on the edge of the helicopter base. Like,
Oh yeah, it was that shot, and then so the next trailer had a shot of Bedlam punching someone in the ground because people were like, "Oh my God, Terry Crews is in here! Oh, who's he gonna be? Who's he gonna be? Who's he gonna be?" And then they were like, "Yeah, it's Bedlam."
And Terry Crews is like, I'm in it.
Yeah, and that's all he
Yeah.
said. And then it was like 2 seconds, and we were sitting there, and we're just like, they just fucking did that.
Yep, that was my
He
first.
was in there.
The second I see him, I'm just like, we're gonna get Terry Crews being a badass, yeah! And then there was a wind advisory in effect.
No one took it seriously.
No one
Except
took it
Peter. Peter did.
Peter did.
He tried to be the voice of reason.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that was his role,
though.
but he failed.
That's
Sugar
what doesn't
Bear.
really listen to the voice of reason. Sugar Bear.
I'm just screaming to impress the other guys.
I would never let anything happen to you, Sugar Bear.
Well, also that scene, he brings up that he was 10 years of special forces and stuff. So I like that in the last film and in this one they kind of like keep referencing like Deadpool has training. Like this isn't just him being like
He's
I'm
not
a
a
badass.
Well, yeah, and that's what someone with that amount of training could do if they can't die.
Yes. Exactly. So
I
he's
will
able
try
to,
everything and anything.
yeah, because he's able to push it to that. So, like,
That opening.
person on fire.
I love that shit.
That guy's
Yeah,
actually on
fire.
fire. I got to pay a lot more attention on the second time because instead of watching this guy run in awkward slow motion, I was watching the guy revving the chainsaw and the guy on fire and the guy like
So
getting
ridiculous.
the
The guy-
axe dropped
yeah,
into
the
him.
But you know what? Again, if you can't kill him, like
Yep.
you just sort of
That's
resort
what
to
annoys me
madness.
though. Like
I guess I'll get a chainsaw. We
that's-
shot him already.
that kind of annoys me though, knowing that because like he sees an extra 20 people show up and he's just like,
Yeah, and he runs. I was like,
Yeah.
he could take them.
it's like yeah, give him a few minutes. I know he's late, but
Yeah.
you gotta finish the job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get the Lady Death reveal, which has been theorized since Deadpool 1.
Talking about that earlier.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
did you say? All right.
I
you-
said that Vanessa possibly could be Death and just
That's one of the most, I wouldn't say the most because I don't know all of them, but that's one of the big theories that I've been
Yeah.
hearing about since Deadpool 1, since the very moment, the scene after Wade proposes to Vanessa, terminal cancer, immediately.
Everywhere. Like not just oh
It's
you're
only in
terminal
my
lung cancer.
brain, lungs,
everywhere.
what is it, brain, lungs,
Prostate.
prostate, and something else, like 4 major you're gonna die places. It's like, suspicious much? And it's just a bunch of the scene, which it could just be lazy writing, or it could just be Vanessa also
you have to look at the camera when you say lazy.
lazy writing. And like, well, an entire like ship crashes and is destroyed in Deadpool 1, like that big fight scene on top and the whole thing tips.
Yeah. Okay.
And she's in this weird little
thing.
coffin-like thing and
Yeah,
survives.
Which is fine. Yeah.
Yes.
And she's okay. It's like, that could just be bullshit.
Yeah.
Or she could also have something going on. And especially with this little purgatory that she's in, only she is in.
And she
that
knows that
she's-
he's not ready.
Yeah,
And she's
she
able
can
to
talk to
cross.
him.
And she's
She
yes.
reached beyond it to touch him, to bring him in. She was the one that brought him in. He couldn't walk in on his own.
He just kind of tried.
Like, it's a lot of extra hints that it could be like his little form of heaven, or it could be her just being a lot more what we see.
Died.
Yep.
Yeah, she got shot, and there was no, I love you, and I'm gonna name
Just-
my child Russell. It was just,
Gonna name her child Russell.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, okay, that was the region of her heart, but it was above it, like where that bullet was. That's above your heart, but still, like, how many he gets shot in the same place, and he gets to have a bleed out.
Yeah.
So
A long bleed out.
actually, he was shot slightly lower. He was shot right where your heart muscle is. So, and he bled out.
Lazy writing.
Lazy
writing.
or
Just to make it so it wasn't very serious moment of him dying. To make her moment very serious.
Yeah.
Yep.
Glad I sharpened this butter knife.
Cream cheese knife.
Cream cheese
That's
knife,
what it
excuse
was.
me.
I was like, it's a cheesecake is what I thought at
Cream
first.
cheese. And then when it does the opening credits after he blows up, with those knives going around was all cream cheese.
Yeah, I love that.
Also, the part where the bullets were coming down and he did the thing where
Yep.
The poster move.
yeah, and I saw it on a poster and I was like,
Bless you.
that was on a poster. I remember this. Wait, they actually did that.
Of course they
What movie
did.
is that?
Mom would know.
Yes,
My
you
parents would talk to it and they're
It's
like,
one
you're
of
not
those.
old
It's
enough
one
to
of
watch
those
that
like
yet.
Saturday Night Fever kind of
do.
movies.
You watch. You
Now
just
I
watch-
would be.
Oh, okay.
But when I was younger, they were like, you wouldn't be able to watch that because there was a reference in Shrek, I think, to that movie, which was like the same thing.
Yeah, they
but
do
with
that
Puss
as
in
well.
Boots.
Yeah, he does. That's one of the scenes in Puss in, or in Shrek 2, I think.
Some.
Anyway.
Good flick. All right, so yeah, I mean, I would say, would you see it again? But you guys have already seen
I'd
it.
I'd go see it again already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She, we both
I
saw.
would
How many
definitely
times we
see it again.
We saw it 3 times in theaters each.
Deadpool.
Once together, twice separately.
The first Deadpool we saw 3 times.
Nice.
And yeah, we saw it on Valentine's Day, and that was our third time. That was each of our third time seeing it. And third time, I had a fever. I was like super sick. So I'm sitting there. We're in the front row, and I'm like leaned back with a fever, watching Deadpool, and I'm like, this is so good. What's going on? There's just bright colors everywhere.
Everyone's dying.
Yeah, I thought it was like the greatest thing.
Wait, we forgot to talk about how his legs were regrowing and the toddler
How
legs.
could we?
Okay, but like, why didn't they just put his legs next to him and let him reattach? I
Yeah,
don't
right?
understand
That also,
Yeah,
I
because then
think she
they
was
wouldn't get-
carrying them.
And also, hang on, he
Then they don't
regens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How come his legs aren't growing up?
because it starts from the head.
Head?
Pretty sure.
Yeah. It's
I was gonna
wherever
say,
his head is.
That'd be crazy if he could just clone himself.
Well, then if we did, then you'd have a second Deadpool that didn't know anything.
Yeah.
Because
What? Wait, so yeah, would he be confused or would he be like, nah?
It'd probably just be a vegetable.
Baby.
I'm an adult baby vegetable.
Because like memories aren't physical. They're
With
they're
cancer.
like what is it? It's
Yeah,
like
they're
electric.
like-
They're impulses.
Yeah.
So if you regenerate your brain, you don't
What'd
regenerate
you say?
I
memories.
said it's a baby with cancer. We're just regrowing.
A baby
Yeah.
with cancer.
Just crying all day.
Jesus.
Did he have that dick or his
His
It was
leg.
leg.
okay.
It was
all
his
right,
leg.
okay.
Maybe it was
Maybe
his
it
dick
was-
though, because
maybe
he
it's
was
intentionally
he was
ambiguous.
he was shirt cocking it.
Yeah.
He said
he said
it felt
welcome.
good for me.
So I feel like it was his leg because
yeah.
it was the hand the last time.
I feel like it was his baby.
Why
Maybe
is
that's
it
just what I
But
want
yeah,
it to be.
so yeah, it was great where he crossed his legs, opened his legs for a second, just so you could see the dick real quick.
And then crossed him
Shoots
again.
You know-
a different scene real quick.
You know, that's
Crosses
a movie,
his legs
you know
back.
That's a movie reference.
Yes.
And then what's his name? The T.J. Miller character's like, it's his basic instinct.
Yeah.
Like that's the name of the movie.
That makes more sense.
he tortured me. I told him only everything he wanted to know.
Oh yeah, with
I
that.
don't do well with pain.
All right, now we have to form a group that I will not be a part of.
Yeah.
At least he showed up to gear him up, like
That's right. Yeah.
like he did in the last one. He showed up to gear him up, and then
That's all he is.
Yep.
That's all he needs to be.
What's the
I'm
movie?
surprised they didn't reference the Emoji Movie because of him
Yeah, Emoji.
I'm okay with that. He was the main
He's
character.
in the Emoji Movie.
Deadpool?
No,
T.J. Miller.
T.J. Miller.
Oh, okay.
That's why I was like, "Shut up, Gene." It's just like
Well, his
written.
name's Weasel, isn't it?
it's Weasel in the movie.
Yeah, he was the main character in the Emoji.
Yep.
It was actually quite depressing. It's okay though. Patrick Stewart was in the Emoji.
He was the poop.
He was the poop.
I didn't watch the movie. I just know what happens in the movie.
He had to watch the movie at work, so
I had to
That
watch the movie at work.
sucks.
It's actually because I was at the time stationed in the oldest group classroom. Like these kids were 19 to 22, and then our teacher decided to put on the Emoji Movie. She thought it was good.
Hip with the kids.
I also got to watch the Tom
Lit.
Cruise Mummy.
Sorry.
Tom Cruise Mummy. That was
Bad.
yeah.
He came home and complained about it for about an hour.
It was
The
like
Mum-
it wasn't
the
my
Mummy
day.
is-
It was the movies.
Mummy is deeply entrenched in our.
The original Mummy with Brendan Fraser. That man is a treasure.
It's still bad. I mean, it's still bad.
Oh, of course, but it's like funny bad.
Yeah,
This
it's
Tom
like-
Cruise one was just bad with bad writing and bad climax and bad ending and bad acting. There was one good scene and it just got dropped.
Next time on the Mummy podcast.
Yeah, fuck the Tom Cruise Mummy. 2 out of 10 would not recommend. Only watch for Russell Crowe.
Jade, do you have anything else to add? Deadpool 2?
It's
Good.
Oh.
Is it past your bedtime?
Yeah.
I see your eyes. I
I'm
see your
getting
eyes
tired.
rolling back.
I'm like, it wasn't as like comedic as like the first one, but like I think it was the bad.
Fire fist.
Fire fist.
The industry discriminates.
Yeah, I really
accent.
liked that he also like was.
You ever seen a plus size superhero?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was good. It's good that they're like, again, it's self aware. If I
Oh, real quick, taxi
dope and
I'm
when I
worried.
kidnapped Buntu and tortured him, yeah, you killed him.
I want more.
And then he runs over the guy.
Yep, I
And
heard
then
it
now
coming.
I'm just
Karma
like,
dealt with him.
what if he
heard
just
you
named
coming.
Karma?
Yeah, right.
I heard it coming from 30 seconds ago. I just couldn't keep a straight face.
Yeah, because that whole speech is like, we just gotta let Karma take care of him. Oh,
Courage!
shit.
That's good.
He
I want him
worries
to be.
me.
He has to be in every Deadpool movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's
Just-
got to be like the cameraman from Superman comics.
I don't know
Oh,
that reference.
We should get it, but just give me
Obscure.
blank stares.
I think I
Blank
get it.
stares. Lois Lane's camera guy.
Oh yeah.
Duh! God.
Alright, any final thoughts?
It was a great movie. I thought, to be honest, I was kind of worried for it since it's a sequel, but it was actually good for a sequel, and especially coming
For a
after the
sequel.
first one.
I don't think it's gonna dethrone Infinity War in terms
No.
of box office.
No.
No.
Because Infinity War is still gonna be smashing records until it gets number one. Until there's nothing left to smash. And,
Like the Hulk.
But it's definitely still gonna do well.
And it's a different
Different kind of movie.
Yeah. It's definitely, it's a hard R.
Infinity War? Yeah.
Just
Oh.
wondering.
You can look it up.
You can't.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, you can.
But you can
I
like,
will.
in
I
another
know,
week after you
spoilers,
see it.
I know.
Jay, any final thoughts?
Brad Pitt cameo 10 out of 10.
What did what did he do? Just all right. What do you guys want me to do? Just this? Okay. And that's it. He probably got a check for like $100,000 to do that.
Probably. Easy. 9 out of 10 would recommend. Might see again.
Might see again.
My number 3.
I don't know. I saw first Deadpool 3 times. Saw Infinity War twice. If I find anyone else who wants to see it.
Reva, final thoughts?
I was.
Hey, that's somebody who wants to see it.
I liked it. I'm excited to see what records it breaks and if it breaks any.
Yeah, because doesn't Deadpool 1 hold the highest grossing R-rated?
Either one or
Internationally? Not domestically,
it's either
Not
number
domestically.
1 or number 2 for like weekend box office of an R-rated film.
but domestically, Passion of the Christ. Why it goes? I'm the same sentence
Oh.
as Jesus. Passion of the
Christ.
Christ. Deadpool. That's why he makes that reference
Got
because
it.
that's
That
what
made more
happens.
sense to me. Okay.
Yeah, so that's why he said the same. Yeah, and so
That's-
I'm curious to see if it breaks any of its previous records.
I hope it breaks Passion of
And,
the
I
Christ.
think it broke the Thursday record already for an R-rated movie. So I think it already broke that record. So,
Oh.
but it's going up against what Valentine. So,
I
but
know
it
that-
broke like February records, and the Black Panther broke February
Yeah,
records.
I know
So
that,
we'll see.
adjusted for inflation, Matrix Reloaded is the highest grossing R-rated film. So, and it's very close for Deadpool and Matrix.
I would watch a Passion of the Christ star.
I
feel
would
like
watch
that
a lot
was-
of bad movies starting Deadpool.
I don't
The
feel like
Room?
Disney, they have a lot of balls for
Yeah,
Infinity
right,
War
that's
and
a
Deadpool.
little-
I don't think they have that much balls.
Yeah.
Like,
Isaac, any final thoughts? Cute doggy head tilt. Shake the microphone. Oh, I gotta do my closing. So this has been Take It Slow, aka Angry Porter, aka Clancy, aka I have too many goddamn nicknames, still staring at CJ making awkward eye contact.
Cordeth
And
Blue
we've
Rules.
had hashtag Cordeth Loot Rules. Who the hell's Cordeth? I don't know anymore!
I do.
And with us has been the fat man himself, CJ,
Stop.
talking about heroes and stitches, not about his beautiful body nowadays.
We'll go to Fives team again someday.
Maybe. The Rivenator,
Woo!
Arya Stark of Winterfell. Sir, what's Arya's saying? And the best gem ever. Miss Jade.
Hello.
And of course, the administrator.
Would you like to say one thing so we can alter your voice?
Oh, okay, we're done. Podcast is over. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Isaac, say bye.
Take it slow.